Hey, what's happening, folks? TextBoy91 here, and I'm back with my Week 5 NFL picks. I was going to make this a short video and just run down all my picks, but I thought it wouldn't be fair to you guys because I did not do as much this weekend as I generally do. Had a lot of stuff with school, a lot of presentations, and a lot of papers to do, so did not get as many videos out this week, but hey, we're going to go ahead and do this anyway. Of course, I'm recording this on a Wednesday because I'm only on campus from Monday through Thursday, so I don't go up there on Friday, so I'm uploading this on a Thursday, and you guys will see this by Friday. So I'm thinking that the Browns and the Bills game will be played before this gets uploaded, hopefully. So I'm thinking the Browns are going to win this game. They are on a winning streak, winning two in a row, and the Buffalo Bills just came off that impressive victory against the against the Baltimore Ravens. The reason I'm picking the Browns is because the Browns are at home and they've been playing really, really well these past two games. And the Bills' offense doesn't look that great, but their defense does look pretty nice. They got some guys out there that are banged up, but I think that they will get better. All right, so I'm thinking that the Browns will win this game, probably a little close, maybe 14-17. I don't have faith in both those two offenses. Hoyer does show some flashes that he's a good quarterback. A lot of us probably forgot he was sitting behind the best quarterback, or arguably the best quarterback in the NFL as of now, in Tom Brady. So he might have learned a few things, while Jordan Cameron is emerging as a stud tight end. But that Bills defense is nice, and I'm thinking that they can get to the quarterback. But I don't know. We'll see what happens this week. But I do got the Browns winning probably like 14-7 or maybe like 17-14. A little close game, low scoring. I don't think they're going to put that many points up. But hey, you never know. This might be just a no defense game at all and just be a lot of offense. That could be a possibility. I can see both those quarterbacks throwing for a lot of touchdowns and making those defenses look pretty bad. But I got it going close so far. So the Browns upset or I don't know if it's to be upset or not because they're both two bad teams, but Browns will upset the Bills on Thursday night. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comment section below. I'll gladly eat it because I don't mind being wrong because that is cool with me. So now we move on to Sunday's football games. We got the Ravens traveling to Miami, playing the Dolphins. Fins up. Now this one's going to be a pretty interesting game because the Ravens offense did not look that good against the Buffalo Bills this past weekend, and they still had a chance to win that game, but Terrell Suggs tackled E.J. Manuel while he was taking a knee, which pretty much prevented them from coming down and getting a field goal or a touchdown to like the last 55 seconds of the game. And the Dolphins just got embarrassed on Monday Night Football because Ryan Tannehill turned the ball over 3 times in that game. So it wasn't that good of a matchup for them. But they are 3-1. The Ravens are 2-2. I think the Ravens were going to lose this game, not based off of Joe Flacco's performance, but I do believe that the Dolphins are not going to make as many turnovers as they did before. And I believe that Brian Tannehill and that Miami Dolphins offense is going to be a pretty good job against that subpar Ravens defense. But I don't see the cornerbacks that Miami has to actually help prevent interception. And plus, they're missing the best pass rusher in Cameron Wake, who's out for about 4 to 5 weeks, from what I'm hearing. And that's not going to be good. But the game's going to pretty much fall down on probably Joe Flacco's shoulders because I believe Paul Soliai is going to be playing along with Randy Starks and Jared Odrick, who can stop the run like crazy. So pretty much it's going to be Joe Flacco passing, but I don't feel like he's going to cost his team this game this week. It's going to be Brian Tannehill and the Dolphins pretty much just showing out against the Ravens. But it's going to be a really good game to watch. I got the Dolphins winning probably like 24-14 or 24-17, something like that. Nothing too big there, but go on and move on to the Patriots versus the Bengals, which I'm really going to be hoping I can watch this weekend. Do live in Texas, so I might be getting the Cowboys and Broncos game, which I'm not even mad about. I'm not even sure what time that game comes on. That's the same time, basically. So we got the Patriots and Bengals. I got the Patriots winning this game, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you why. The Bengals defense is really good. The Patriots defense is good. Like they're pretty much on the same thing. Both since Vince Wilfork went down, they kind of had the same defense where they got good cornerbacks and they had a good guy up the middle, all this stuff. But now that Wilfork's out, it pretty much is going to come down to the Ravens, the Patriots secondary. And I do think the secondary can shut down A.J. Green. They did a really good job shutting down Tony Gonzalez and also shutting down Julio Jones this past weekend. So now they got some people who they got to target, and I believe Andy Dalton's not going to make the throws that Tom Brady will make in the situation that will help them win the game. But I can see Tom Brady turn the ball over a couple times. That defense gets in the right position with his young receivers running the wrong route. So it's going to be a really interesting game out of that aspect. But I got the Patriots winning. I don't feel like Andy Dalton is going to make the throws that I know he can make, and A.J. Green's not going to be as utilized as he probably could be because they shut down Julio Jones in Atlanta. Like, they're going to shut down A.J. Green at in Cincinnati. So it's going to be a game where Andy Dalton has to make throws to other receivers. Everybody else has to step up, but I don't think the Bengals players are up to that challenge. So the Patriots win that game probably 28-17. All right, right here we have the Seahawks taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Now, this is going to be a good game. The Seahawks are traveling away from home again. They're just on their second game out of the road trip that they're on right now, and they're going all the way to play the Colts. And Colts are 3-1, and the Seahawks are 4-0. And not many people will be surprised the Seahawks lose this game because we know how they struggle on the road. And the Colts do look good. They came off an impressive victory against the 49ers, and they came off that blowout of the Jaguars this previous week. But I do believe that the Seahawks will somehow find a way to win this game. They somehow just stick around, and all of a sudden they end up striking and winning the game. Did that against Carolina. They were down 7-12, whatever the score is. No, they're up 12-7, and then DeAndre Williams gets down to the 9-yard line and fumbles the ball away, which could have probably resulted in a touchdown because the defense couldn't stop the run all day. But that fumble saved their lives, and they went to Texas, and Matt Schaub throws a pick six right to Richard Sherman, who is the best cornerback in the NFL, and that cost them the game there. So Seahawks somehow always find a way to stick around with their slow-paced offense, and they might win this game out. And the Colts, it's going to be a really good game just because I know the Colts have that running back, and the Seattle Seahawks haven't shown they can stop the run. Arian Foster and Ben Tate gutted them this past weekend, so I'm thinking that Richardson might have a big game. So your fantasy users might want to start him, but I don't think Andrew Luck is going to have his receivers as like Reggie Wayne and T.Y. Hilton being utilized, so it might just come down to Richardson. And I don't think that's going to be enough to beat the Seattle Seahawks this past weekend, so I think the Seahawks win this game probably low scoring, probably right around 20-17 or 20-14, something around that nature. I don't see their offense erupting for a lot of points, but they do get a lot of turnovers, and turnovers into points, they will be game out of hand pretty quickly. But Seahawks win this game. All right, now we have the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Tennessee, and this is where the Chiefs get their first loss. And I've been picking against the Chiefs for the past 4 weeks, but now I'm going to be right. Actually, not 3 weeks. They were not going to lose to the Jags, but they're traveling away to Tennessee. No, it's funny now because I said the Chiefs might lose this game, but now I just remember that Jake Locker is hurt. And that sucks because I think Jake Locker would have beat this team. Now they got Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was the answer in Buffalo before he realized that he wasn't a good quarterback. Now he is the answer for 4 weeks in Tennessee. And if Jake Locker was healthy and playing this game, I do believe they would have won this game going out. But now this gets tricky because the Tennessee defense is really, really good. And Alex Smith might not get away with throwing those short passes the entire time. So we'll see if they can pick it up because they had a lot of turnovers return for a touchdown in the past couple of games. So I do see the Tennessee Titans win this game on the defense side of the ball, and their offense would have helped them picking apart that Chiefs defense, who really is really good, but Romo did a good job against them as well. And I think Jake Locker and Romo are kind of in the same sentence, and they play pretty well, or play similar, I should say. So I think that the Chiefs will lose this game, but I'm not so sure about that pick now just because Jake Locker is hurt. But they both got good defenses, and they both have good offenses, except one of the quarterbacks only can throw short. So it's going to be really interesting to see how those cornerbacks and Werner and McCourty play those receivers and those running backs coming out of the backfield. So I'm hoping that the Tennessee Titans can win, so Chief fans can go away for a week and then sit in their cave and dwell about their 12-4 team getting to the playoffs and getting bounced out by a team that's better than them. All right, so now we have my team playing the Cardinals. This is Cam Newton traveling back to Arizona. The first time he played in Arizona, he had like 22 yards passing. And I'm hoping for the same result here, but I don't know what Panthers are doing. I feel like they're not letting Cam Newton play the way he wants to play. When I watched him play against the Seahawks, it was mostly short throws and short throws and short throws and some runs. And then the week after that against the Buffalo Bills, I felt like they were just giving him the ball, trying to make him a game manager, not basically letting him try to win the game, which kind of sucked. That was a really boring game to watch. He was basically getting field goals. He wasn't stretching the defense out, it seemed like, and he was getting sacked a lot. And then he erupted for the impressive victory over the Giants, which is not so impressive because we know they're a bad team now. So I'm torn on this game because the Cardinals' defense has always been good. Patrick Peterson is arguably one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and they also got a nice pass rush with Darnell Dock, and I believe Calais Campbell's still there, and then they got some nice linebackers. So it's going to be a really good matchup on that aspect. But now their offense is pretty interesting. They're pretty. I thought the Cardinals might be a nice NFC. That's the South NFC. the East, NFC West pick to maybe get a wild card this year, maybe come out of the West if both Seattle and the 49ers have bad years. But I'm doubting that now because Carson Palmer has not looked like a good quarterback, and they have no running game, it seems like. And Larry Fitzgerald does get receptions, but it just seems like they are playing low scoring games. I believe games should be high scoring. So I do think the Panthers can basically shut down the offense that they have with the people that we have that are limited. But I don't think that the defense. I don't think that the Carolina offense will do much work against that defense. We'll see though. Maybe he can throw for that many yards again. But as long as the ball doesn't get turned over a lot, this game should be close. Probably around 17-10. I don't see an offensive eruption from either team. But I would not be surprised if Carson Palmer somehow comes out here and throws for 500 yards against the Panthers because last time I remember quarterback torching the Panthers. It was Kurt Warner, and he just torched him with Larry Fitzgerald. So I wouldn't be surprised if that were to happen against Carolina's weak secondary. So anything can happen in football, but I don't think the game's going to get that out of hand unless Newton throws a bunch of turnovers, which I don't think he's going to. It might limit him in what he can do. All right, so now we have the Texans. Well, actually, we'll come back to that game. That's the Sunday night game. All right, right here. Oh no, it's two Sunday night games. It's crazy. All right, so we have the Saints and the Chicago Bears. The Saints are 4-0. The Bears are 3-1. The Saints just beat up the Miami Dolphins, and everybody's probably picking the Saints to win this game. But they're not playing in their stadium. They're not playing in turf. They're going to be playing in cold Chicago against the Bears defense. It has cornerbacks that are better than the Dolphins cornerbacks, and I do think that the Chicago Bears will win this game. It'll come down to probably like a last fourth quarter drive by Jay Cutler. We'll see because they have a 4-man pass rush, which is one of the most rare things you can get in football. So they might be getting Cutler a lot, but I do think that Jay Cutler will torch that defense. Brandon Marshall will not be a no-show like he probably was last week. I didn't see his stats, though. He might have had a good game, but I saw Alshon Jeffrey who balled out last week. So I feel like Jay Cutler will redeem himself and get this victory in Chicago. And the Saints will lose their first game in Chicago on the grass in the cold weather or however cold or however hot it might be, not in the dome. So it's going to be a good game to watch. That's going to be a game of the week right there to watch. I don't think that that game and the Patriot game are going to be really, 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 really fun to watch. I'm going to see if I can get my dual simulcasting on. Maybe watch on my computer and my TV, or maybe watch both on my TV. Picture in picture. Yes, I said it. It's like 1999 once again. All right. So we have the NFC North matchup between the Lions traveling to Green Bay. And sorry, Packer fans, I just don't see your team beating the Lions right now. Reggie Bush looks like a whole nother running back that we used to see at USC. And then the Green Bay Packers offense is really, 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 really good. But their defense is not that good. And I think the Lions are going to put up points against the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers is not going to be as effective when he's playing from behind. The funny thing about, I found out a stat this past week that Aaron Rodgers is like, I think 5-17 or like 5-21 in like the last quarter being down by 4 points, and Cam Newton's like 2-14 being down, losing by 1 point. It's a funny stat, so that makes you seem like Aaron Rodgers isn't a good quarterback, but he really is. So I think the Lions are going to win this game, basically going out, but I don't know, it's just funny because I always give that freaking caveat, well, if Aaron Rodgers has 5 touchdowns, Old is going to win the game. But no, I just feel like the Lions win this game, but the Packers can pretty much, I don't know, they're playing in Green Bay, so their crowd pretty much can force some turnovers, I believe. Matthew Stafford, I don't think he's that good of a quarterback, and I do think that their cornerbacks can shut down Megatron. I'm just worried about who's going to be stopping Reggie Bush. So hopefully he stays healthy this week. All right, so right here we have the Jaguars playing the Rams. Now this one is tricky because I want to pick the Rams to win this game, but I don't think the Jaguars are gonna go undefeated this year. I don't think they're gonna go 1-16. I feel like the Jaguars are gonna get a win. This would be the perfect time to get a win right now against a team that is not going anywhere this season. The Rams last year they were pretty good. They went undefeated in their conference, I believe, or in their division, or whatever you want to call it. And I feel like the Jaguars will get a victory here, and not because of their offense and how bad it is. I think the Rams are just not going to do anything with the football. They're going to pretty much get the ball to the running back, and Sam Bradford's going to make some throws that he probably shouldn't make and maybe lose the game himself. I just don't see the Jaguars going undefeated this year, like I said, and I feel like they're going to get this victory here. And I got the Jaguars winning this game, probably maybe 10-7, something low scoring. I don't know. The Rams might come out with an offensive explosion though. They need to get their offensive line shirt up. But is Jason Babin still in Jacksonville? I don't even know where he went anymore. He was an Eagle, and he just disappeared. I don't know where he went. So Jaguars probably will get this victory here, and I'm probably making a sucker bet, right? It's probably like a trap game. I'm making a fool's bet, but hey, you gotta pick a bad team sometimes. They can't. They got too much pride in their hand to go and lose all these games. All right, right here we have the Eagles playing the Giants. Now this is a battle of two bad teams. The Giants are playing at home in front of their home crowd, and we got the Eagles traveling all the way to New York. And this is going to be interesting because the Eagles are 1-3 right now. They just got blown up or blew out by the Broncos, which you all expected, and nobody expected the Giants to go 0-4 this early in the season. At least I did. I thought they were going to at least win a couple of games, especially when they played the Cowboys, and then they had a chance to set Eli Manning through all those turnovers. So this is going to be basically a battle of two bad teams, and one of them has a really, really bad defense, and the other one has a really bad defense. So I think that the Eagles will win this game in New York, and it pretty much comes down to how Michael Vick and LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson play, because I do think they can put points up on that bad defense. I also think Eli Manning can put points up on that bad defense, but whoever has less turnovers out of those two, or out of Eli Manning and out of the three I mentioned, Deshaun Jackson and Michael Vick, is going to be a pretty close game. Might be high scoring too. I like these high scoring games. You might want to watch that. You might want to put the over on more than 20 touchdowns scored this game, because both teams have really bad defenses. It's going to be really, really fun to watch. And it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be like one of those college football games, probably like 45-37, something really ridiculously stupid. I'm going to enjoy watching this game too. Too many games I want to watch this weekend and not enough time. But we'll see if we can get some, maybe go to a sports bar, watch all of them at the same time. All right, so now we got the Broncos in Dallas. Now this is a good game. I want to go to this game. Like, I really do want to go to this game. I might have to call some. I know a buddy of mine that lives down here that has tickets. He has season tickets out here, so I might have to go out there and make the investment and go watch the Broncos play. If none of you didn't know, I used to live in Colorado, and the only football game I've been to professional was the Broncos when they played the was it Cardinals. So I do like watching them play, and I do love watching them play as of now. Peyton Manning with all those weapons and their defense, like, it's just a fun team to watch. And the Cowboys are a mess. They pretty much win one, lose one, win one, lose one. And everybody thinks that the Cowboys are going to win this game because the Broncos are traveling all the way to Dallas to play them. And Dallas somehow comes up with these amazing victories. But I just don't see it. The Dallas defense is playing the same way I played in Madden, which is pretty much just cornerbacks, man coverage, and I usually allow the opponent to get down the field. And hopefully they get a turnover in the red zone when it gets a small opportunity or a small window. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to be that formidable against the Broncos, because the Broncos just are just in a whole nother level right now. Peyton Manning is going to throw for like 3 touchdowns before he hits the bye week. He's going to break all these records, maybe go to the Super Bowl. We'll see how that goes later on down the line. But I think the Broncos are going to win this game, probably right around like 35-30 or 42 to like maybe 21. I don't think Romo will make enough plays, and I think the Romo and the Cowboys will turn the ball over a lot to that Denver defense. And Peyton Manning is going to be out there in the field for like less than like 15 minutes, just picking them apart. So it's going to be really, really, really fun game to watch from that aspect. But I don't want to hear Cowboy fans down here when I go to work, when I go to school, over here complaining about it. So it's going to be really, this is going to be a fun week. I like seeing Cowboy fans in misery. It just makes me laugh. Like, I know I'm a Cowboy fan by default because I'm contractually obligated to since I'm from Texas, but I just love seeing their misery. It makes me laugh. Like, I got misery with the Panthers. I love seeing Cowboy misery. I just feel good about myself. Like, at least I could be worse. I could be this fan of this team and not make it to the Super Bowl or playoffs in this many years. So I'm happy with the team I got right now. So now we got to the game that got moved because there's a World Series, not World Series, I'm sorry, I'm sounding like an idiot. There's a baseball game going on, and I believe it's a wild card or whatever. I don't know the baseball rules. One of those. I don't watch baseball. It's boring. So right here we have the Chargers traveling to Oakland, and this is a 10:30 game. So we get 2 games on Sunday, I believe. 2 games on Sunday. We get that. I'm not gonna be able to stay up. Actually, I am. I got class at 12 o'clock on Sunday. I can stay up and watch that game. So we got the Chargers traveling to Oakland. I think that the Chargers will win this game. The Chargers could easily be 4-0. Very, very easily be 4-0. And I skipped the game. I'll go back to that. But the Chargers could easily be 4-0 right now, but they're not. And I think they're going to get this victory over the Raiders, who have a bad defense. I know somebody left a comment on one of my videos saying Raiders have a good defense. I'm like, no, they don't. They play the Jacksonville Jaguars. They played another bad team. Like, you get a constantly good defense with a small sample size. And they got exposed by the Broncos, and they also got exposed last week by whoever the hell they played. I forgot. The Redskins. They scored 28 unanswered points against them. So I think the Chargers will win this game. Philip Rivers does look like one of these elite quarterbacks that everybody thought he was for the past 5 years before he fell off the map 2 years ago. So I'm thinking the Chargers will win this game probably like 35 to like 14. I don't know if Terrell Pryor is playing or if it's going to be Matt Flynn, but Terrell Pryor should get the start. He has a higher ceiling than Matt Flynn does. And Matt Flynn did look good out there, but he also did look pretty bad. So I would go with the guy and that got you at least a victory in Terrell Pryor. Or did he get you a victory? I'm lying. I don't know the record. I have no idea what their record is. All right, so right here on this other game I forgot to mention was the Texans and the 49ers. Hey, you Texans fans, y'all are mean. Like you guys are mean. I felt bad for Matt Schaub. Like I felt really bad for Matt Schaub. Like when Levante David shoved that guy out of bounds, or shoved Geno Smith out of bounds, who wasn't out of bounds. I felt really bad for him. I felt bad for Matt Schaub when he threw an interception. I knew they weren't going to win that game after that. I'm like, this game is pretty much over. You go on Twitter, you see, bench Schaub. Schaub is the worst quarterback. Get him out of here. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, man, Schaub is getting ate alive. I felt really bad for him. So, hoping he can bounce back, but this is not a good week. He's playing the 49ers. And they do have a good offense, but they're missing some receivers, so we got to see how they play against their Texans defense. But Matt Schaub is not that good of a quarterback, and he only has one receiver. That's the difference between Matt Schaub and Tom Brady. Tom Brady will find people to make them better. Matt Schaub relies on people around him to make him better. That's why Andre Johnson made Matt Schaub the quarterback he is right now. So Texans are going to lose this game. They're not winning this game. Like, it's impossible. This is like one of those games where Matt Schaub is not going to get benched, but Texans fans are about to be about to be killing themselves. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I'm telling you, if you guys want to see have some fun this week, go on Twitter and follow a Texans fan like that tweets a lot. It's gonna be so much fun to watch their misery because they're not gonna win this game and they're gonna blame Matt Schaub for it. But it's not a good matchup. Like, they have one receiver. And the 49ers are built to stop the run, so it's going to be pretty bad to watch. So I got the 49ers winning this game probably maybe 21-10, maybe 21-7, something around that range. And now we're on to the Monday night game, which is going to be boring. The Jets traveling to Atlanta. You guys know who's going to win this game. You already know who's going to win this game. Like, it's not even, I don't even know. They need to have a flex schedule. Like, honestly, the Jets and the Falcons. Like, what game would you guys rather watch on Monday night than the Jets and Falcons? Maybe I'd rather watch the Titans and the Texans, Texans and 49ers. I'd rather watch the Broncos, Cowboys, Saints, Bears, like all these teams, and we get stuck with the terrible Jets playing the terrible Falcons, who were one play away from the Super Bowl last year. So I'm thinking the Falcons are going to win this game, but I don't even know anymore because the Jets are bad, and Geno Smith looks just like a rookie. Like, he doesn't even look that good in the pocket, throwing these interceptions, trying to go behind the back, trying to get the ball from getting a safety. Like, he just looks like a bad quarterback, but he's so young, and I can't really call him a bad quarterback. And he has 2 victories underneath his belt so far, and he has more than Cam Newton does, so I can't really be criticizing the guy. And the Falcons just look like a mess right now. They were, like I said, one play away from the Super Bowl last year, or one first down, whatever you want to call it. Gonzalez was open, and he didn't get the ball. And all of a sudden, the Falcons just look like they're not going to make the playoffs this season because they're starting out right now 1-3, and that doesn't look really good and promising for them in their future. But they will get this victory. The Jets are not a good football team right now, and they will only get worse. I don't think the Jets will get more than 6 wins this season, and the Falcons might get 9, maybe 10. But right now, they get this victory to actually come back and win this. Try to get back in division because right now the West or the NFC is looking kind of strong with certain teams leading out front. The Falcons need to come back and make an impact, but Falcons will win this game probably along the lines of maybe like 28 to 12. I don't know why I said 12. Maybe 3 field goals by the Jets. I don't know. I'm out. Peace.